am going to do what would normally be an outdoor type review, or at least a review on an outdoor product indoors today, mainly because the weather is it's just still really crazy. I mean, we finally got past the freezing rain. We got power back on after almost 7 days. Finally have water, but now it's blowing 15 plus miles an hour, gusting up there, and it's just been I don't know, it's just been crazy. So anyway, I'm indoors today, but I really wanted to, I don't know, feel productive, and I just got this delivered during the craziness and was just really excited to show it off. So this is my new Creedmoor Sports mat, and here's what I've been using. It will kind of make sense. So this is a very good brand. I mean, it has served me very well, but it is a single layer. It does have a little waterproof one side, but it's a very thin material. And I purposely have been using that because you don't want your rear bag to bounce on heavy padding, you know, and it will. Like you will get bounce, especially if you have a really good mat. You're going to have really good padding in there, and it can bounce. No matter how much they try to deaden it, it will have an effect. So a lot of times you'll see guys do, you know, this kind of cutout design, which I'll explain in a minute. You know, they'll do it themselves. They'll take a razor blade and cut out a square, and sometimes they'll duct tape it or, you know, something like that. And it's just never been my style. I don't know why, but I had tried it on a really bad mat that I bought off Amazon that was like 40 bucks, and you know, it just shredded the mat, and it was never the same. I pretty much just threw it out. So anyway, but my knees, especially this last year, have just gotten beaten up on that thin mat because I shoot at, you know, a lot of ranges that are rock or concrete. So in fact, I mean, there's really only one long range facility that I shoot at that isn't either rock or concrete or heavy gravel, and your knees just get beat up. And I've worn 511 pants that have the built-in knee pads, but you know, it's just not the same. So I've really been searching for a way to get a mat that will help protect my, you know, my knees and my arms and elbows, and without sacrificing the bounce of having a rest in there. So after Nationals at the end of last year, I took a look at these mats, and they make 2 or 3 different versions. This is the higher end version, which has the ability to choose both sided colors. I went for silver with blue, but you know, there's like 15 or 20 different color options. There's some camos, and I mean, really cool colors. And they are all this really heavy grade Cordura material. I mean, really, really strong. And I probably should have bought one of these a long time ago, but I think I was jaded a little bit because I had previously bought a used Creedmoor mat from somebody, gosh, I don't know, 3 years ago, maybe, that was made for prone sling shooters, and it had the big heavy rubber pads on it, and it was really stiff, and just wasn't comfortable for me. So I guess I just kind of blew it off and said, well, you know, that's just how they make their mats. And I had seen somebody with one of these, I don't remember where, but sometime last year. So then when I was at Nationals and, you know, just my knees were getting beat up every day, I said, okay, that's it. After this, I'm going to do something about it. So I looked up Creedmoor and gave them a call and said, here's my problem. What do you guys have? So this is what they suggested, and or at least, you know, one of their variants. And they said, no problem, we can make it without the rubber on it. You don't have to do that, you know, and we have an option to cut a port and then we sew it up, which I'll show you in a second. And so I really, really like this option. I haven't shot on it yet, but I've laid on it here on my table and on the floor, and it really is a high density foam that looks like it's going to do a good job of protecting my knees and elbows. And the other thing is this cutout that we talked about. So see here, I mean, it is double seamed, really well done. I don't have to ever worry about that coming apart. And then what they do is they provide you with a grid online that is sort of like playing Battleship, right? So you've got numbers one way and letters the other. You tell them where you want the start point to be and where you want the finish point to be. And you can literally make anything you want. And I think that's really cool. It isn't just a set, you know, one size fits all. So if you've got a really big rear rest, you know, you could make this thing 12, 15 inches wide if you want. You know, you could have, you know, a really long one, you know, all the way, you know, back to here if you did different kinds of shooting. I mean, whatever you want to do, however weird it is, as long as it's a triangle, then you're good, and they'll make it for you. So anyway, I thought that was pretty neat. Now, I made mine just a little bit bigger than my rear bag. So here's my donut, okay? And then you can see there is a little bit of gap here, so I can move and I can turn a little bit without coming off the mat. And normally when I shoot, my mat's at a little bit of an angle anyway, and my rear bag, if I've never shown it, has a slight cant to it. So what I do is, you know, I've got it just kind of, I'll have it just kind of at an angle like that. And so it gives me a lot of flexibility. I can move it forward if I need to, or back, depending on the position I'm in. Or, you know, sometimes there's just a little bit better dirt one place or the other, or, you know, like there's all kinds of weird things that happen. But I try to give myself enough room without sacrificing too much of the protection. So I'm going to take this out hopefully Tuesday if my club has power and water again. Worst case, I'll be up at another match Thursday shooting all day, and I'll definitely do some video of this thing laid out in the position. I'll do another video on that. And then one of the other things that I really like about this is you can, again, there's different options that you can do, but it's got a carry handle and then these roll-up straps, okay? And so I can now it's not rolled up super tight, obviously, but so, you know, not that other mats don't do this, but it is nice that you can kind of tell them exactly how you want it. And so there you have it all rolled up, bottom side out, so that your top side is protected. And again, I'm just really excited to give it a try. It'll be nice to make a little bit of a change, something that is going to be a little bit better in terms of protecting my body and giving me a more comfortable firing position. And we'll see how it goes. So I'll throw another video up probably end of the week or so after I've had a chance to shoot on it as well. But there you go. It's the Creedmoor mat. There'll be a link in the description below. And like I said, there's a couple different options. A really nice wide spread on the price points. So depending on what you want and what you want to spend, there's definitely one out there for you. And I think most of them, I don't think all of them, but I think most of them have the option for the cutout port. So anyway, talk to you guys later.